Hi there, it's Kathy from Maryland. Hey, I thought I would just let you see my face. Some of my friends have been after me. They're like, Kathy, you need to show your face and not just your hands. So anyway, here I am. I'm on to say hi. It's a lot easier not to show your face because you can film in your jammies or whatever. But it's good to say hi, and I think I'll do it more often. So today we're going to work on the journal pages for my Dephemerember journal that I'm doing for the first time. It's going to be a lot of fun. What I'd like to do is I'm going to do a little stenciling on some of the plainer pages. I'm going to use some of these Klimt stencils by Joggles. They're just amazing. I love that artist. He is from Austria. He used a lot of gold in his, here's another one. I have a third one in his artwork, and they're just amazing. So what I like is with the Gelli Plate is once you make your first impression, I like misting the top of the stencil and then flipping that over onto a piece of paper. And it's a much looser print, and I really like that. So that's what we're going to try today anyway. I'm also in the footsteps of Barbara from 49 Dragonflies. I'm going to do some texture paste on some of my pages. I just thought that was brilliant. I loved how she stained those pages, did the texture paste, and then embossed it. So we'll be doing a little bit of that today too. So anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing and commenting, and let's have some fun. I'm going to point the cameras down. Let's get started. Let's see how this goes. Okay, I love this green. It is peeled paint distress. Let's just go ahead and get a little bit of this on there. Let me see if I want to have a little something on the side to just have it ready. I think I do. Okay. So here we go. Plate has to get warmed up a little bit here. So I don't even know if my first one is the actual stencil one that I'm talking about. That'll be nice. But underneath, I can see that it's not really sticking too well to the Gelli Plate. Let's do a little bit of the gold on there too. Just so pretty. It's going to end up being like kind of like a metallic-y green. I was actually thinking it might be really cool to let's just try it on here. Let's see what we get. This is just a piece of tea dyed paper. Go right over the top of that. Ooh, that's kind of neat, isn't it? And then what I was saying is, okay, now that I have this dirty mat here, is that I like to spritz this with a little water just to kind of reactivate that paint. Let's try it on that side. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Let's take a peek at that. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Isn't that pretty? That is neat. I would even like it to be a little bit more. There will be an impression here left from the stencil. So now we can see the difference between the actual mask and the stencil. Let's see what this looks like. Ooh. Wow. Can you see the gold? Oh, that's great. Boy, do I like that. I'm not doing anything on the base of the Gelli Plate because I like the backgrounds that I have. Or else I would start with a base and then put the this on top of it, but I kind of like that. We have pumice stone, which is very neutral. Let's try some of that. This time I'm going to use some of this golden iridescent bronze. And then I think what I'll do is spritz on something here. Maybe we'll try the peeled paint. Let's get a little bit of gold on here. A little globby, but it is gold and it's pretty. We'll put that over here to dry. Let's open this back up. I think we're going to spritz this with something else. A bit of carved pumpkin. That'll be nice. Nice. I'm actually going to go back onto the plate a little bit because that has some cool leftovers right there. Oh yeah. Check that out, that gold, those leftovers. Oh, gorgeous. See if we can grab some more of that gold. I'm going to put a little bit of base on here because I want to pull that up. We'll use this peeled paint. This will be kind of fun. Just to get a light coat on there to give something to pull that up. Probably. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And let's go ahead and do this side. Just going to pull up what's underneath. And then we'll go ahead and put something down. Very abstract and cool. Okay. I thought I might like to try a little bit of this because you know how that there's some blue, some of that beautiful blue in those flowers. That's gorgeous. Let's see what we get. All right, and then we're going to do the base. Oh yeah, we could do this too. Let's see what we get. It still should be wet enough. It's just a cool, subtle design. So much for putting my journals together because everything is completely messed up now. Oh my God, my signatures, I mean. This right in here is just so cool. You can still see the bee through it. Oh, love. Now I've got it wet on both sides. Because my husband came in and talked to me and I wasn't paying attention. Oh, I like it though. Well, maybe that can hang out here on my Gelli plate a little bit. All right, I have made quite a mess as usual. I really like this one too. This could be one of my faves. And I wanted to use some of this. Peacock feathers. What do we have here? Do this first. And I think that's the last one I'm going to do of the stenciling. And then, of course, I'll pick that up. Paper has a lot of green on it already, but I think this could be really pretty. Maybe I better just call it like well enough alone because it's really special. No one says we have to use this page, but it could be a challenge. It's just like a lot of blobs. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Not a fave, but it's okay. So I'm getting ready to do the next step in my process with my journal pages. I've got quite a mess here. I'm going to use some of Stampers Anonymous stamps to just do some black stamps. I'm going to use a variety of them. You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm just going to put it in the description. I can't read all of them right now. And just to kind of fill in some of the edges and of the journal pages. And yeah, we're just going to get started. So what I'm going to do is probably this is going to be set to music, and I'll just kind of fast forward because, you know, it's a lot. It's a lot. And then we will go on to doing some texture pastes through some stencils. So that should be fun too, with a little bit of embossing. Okay, let's do some texture paste. I did a bunch of stamping, and then I got to a point and I was like, you know what? I think that I just need to do the texture paste because some of the stamps, I want them to be like placed in the right place and not just like arbitrarily doing that. So anyway, I just kind of stopped the stamping and decided to move on to texture pasting. Oh my gosh. This is a big project. This is no joke. Um, because I guess one thing is I'm trying to do as much as I can while the journal pages are not in the journal because I think that's always easier. But that's a lot of pages. I love that diamond. That's very cool. I have this really pretty blue. It's by Nouveau. And I'm going to just try this on here. I think that'll be nice. Because I have some of that blue in my journal. I keep saying that. Oh, I've got green in my journal. I've got blue in my journal. Oh, Kathy. I have a lot of colors in my journal. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, man. Ooh. Wow, that is going to be bright. Wow. That is going to make a statement right there. Maybe we'll put this a little bit on here, and these will be in two different signatures, so I think that'll be okay. It's nice. I guess that'll be it for this one. All right. I thought that was pretty. I stamped and embossed that. I love that. Let's do some of these guys. I tried using some of my mica powders to add to clear to make some different colored embossing glaze, but what I'm finding with that, I really don't like it because the mica powder is so fine that I think what happens is it blows around, and I don't know. I just don't even think it's healthy to have that really fine stuff blowing around like craft room. So we will use what we have. I mean, I have a pretty nice selection. I was going to see what this vintage photo looked like. I thought, yes, you can always tell when I'm doing my projects late. When I start forgetting stuff like that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put all of these on the side to dry, and then I will take my heat gun and finish those. This is pretty. This has got a lot going on. Remember this? I said I didn't like it. Look at that Christmas tree. Isn't that beautiful? I don't know if I even need to do anything. I think this has enough going on. Okay, we've already got circles. Do we need more circles? I think not. Let's do some numbers. Let's do some numbers, and let me just put this right under now. So I'll have that ready. I like this one. It's the darker gold. I like it a lot. Oh yeah, that's going to be nice. Right here, and then maybe I'll put something on the middle of that. Oh yeah. I have this hickory smoke that I'd like to try. I'm wondering, it might be really cool if it was gold writing like that. Okay, when we come back, look at my two gloves. We will see what all these lovely papers look like, and they will be embossed, and then we'll kind of reassess and see where we're at with everything. So, love you guys. See you in a little bit. How did you like that? The textured, huh? I'm so happy with how that came out. So I've put all the journal pages back together. It's already pretty fat with like not much added. I did go through and sew some things, and yeah, so I mean that adds a little bit of bulk too. I thought that was cool. And that's actually a little pocket there, tuck spot. I'm not going to do a whole flip through now. So I thought that I was ready to sew these into the journal. And I even got all this ready. So this is going to be one of the bindings that you don't see because this is a little bit thick and I didn't want to go all the way through it. And I actually just wanted to do a blind binding anyway. So I've cut that size. And this fabric will get glued onto it. And then I'm doing 7 holes. I actually will take a picture of this and put it in under description because it is the size, if you're from the US and you use A5, it was actually easier for me to figure it out in centimeters. So it's 7.5 centimeters wide and 21.5 tall, with 1.5 between each signature. Now, it's definitely easier to use graph paper. I just couldn't find mine. Just download a piece of graph paper that is 1 centimeter in width. That's an easy way to do it. I just took a ruler out and did it because I just couldn't get my hands on it and I wanted to get this done. And then I had this idea that I wanted to, just like on the first page of each signature, I want to do a little bit of a paper ruffle. I did this in my seaside journal and I just love the effect. And that just gets glued onto the edge. So I just, not using that, I just wanted to show that to you. So I found a couple pieces of 12 by 12 that I love. And it's thin enough. It's not thick, scrapbook paper, it's thin. So I'm actually thinking that I would like to do a little double ruffle with those two colors. Isn't that gorgeous? So what I need to do, and then it'll look something like this. I'll take my deckled ruler and just rip those. But what I want to do first is I just want to tea stain them because you don't want the back of that being stark white like that. And for me to ink that, it still would look weird when you turn the pages. So I'm going to go ahead and tea stain these 4 pages, and then I'm going to get them ripped down, let it dry, and then I'll be back before I do that ruffle and sew them on, and maybe I'll show you on the sewing machine. So my tea dyed paper came out nice. I ripped down the darker one to 1 inch, and then the lighter paper I did 3/4 of an inch.
So here I just put a tiny little bead of glue down that would hold it in place while I sewed it so it wouldn't be wiggling everywhere. So it was a really pretty easy process. I did find out though that for one page, 8-inch page, you need almost like 18 inches of paper because that's 12 pieces together. So that's 24 inches right there. And it took all but maybe an inch and a half when I cut it down. So I just am pleating it up to see how close I am to the book edge. And that's basically it. I kind of do like one thumb width in between each ruffle and fold it up. It's not an exact science, just, you know, how wide or how narrow you want your little ruffles. So let's see what this looks like on the edge of the signature. I just wanted to kind of measure, and I was right. It almost took the whole thing. So yeah, you do need kind of like 18 to 20 inches to make it an 8-inch width. So that's fine. I had 4 of them done. So we're just going to get the rest of them ruffled up here. Then we'll go to the sewing machine. I just do a zigzag along the edge, and then I will sew it onto the book page with just a straight stitch. So let's bring those over to the sewing machine and get that done. And here they are. I just think these are so fun, and just add a lot. So I just wanted to make sure that the first page of each signature was pretty sturdy to kind of hold that. And I did put a little bead of glue down there again just to hold it in place while I brought it to the sewing machine. One thing I didn't say before, when you sew the ruffles, initially make sure that you have them going, the actual ruffle, away from your foot of your machine, or it will just kind of pull them up as you're sewing. So just have them go in the opposite way. So we just get that on there. After doing one, I kind of realized that if you turn it over, you can get a better, more even glue. So you just want to make sure that you cover up all of the stitching there. So the other ones I just reinforced with the little bead of glue by flipping it over. So I think that looks great. Basically just went ahead and sewed the rest of them on. I think this adds a lot to the journal. And the other time I did this, I kind of used it also as a tab. Just do a, maybe like a 1.5, 2-inch piece of it, and you can use it in different areas as a tab along the side of your signature page. I love that gold embossed writing. That really came out nice. Especially, I think, on that black. I love that. So I have them all done. I want to take a look and see how it looks in the journal. It's kind of hard because without the spine being done, the journal, you don't know how much they're going to stick out until you really get those signatures sewn in. But regardless, I think it's going to be really pretty. Just add a nice little touch there. Next video, we will get the signatures sewn in. I might add a couple of pockets. I'm not sure. I actually have to review the last year's Dephemerember some videos because I'm not even sure what I'm in for. Like, have I already done too much to this journal? I don't know. Anyway, thank you. See you soon. Love you guys.